All right, guys, it is a cold Saturday morning in January here. Got a trailer hooked up to the Super Duty. That can only mean one thing. Party pooper. I guess it's February 1st technically, but we're driving 3 hours away into the middle of nowhere in Ohio to pick up a new tractor. So let's get moving. Well, YouTube, we done it again. We went and got us another F3060. This thing is pretty sweet. Has Broom on the front with brand new brushes. Cab is a little runs fantastic, drives good, got good tires on it. Plus they gave us the second Broom. So got nice brushes on it. It has the gearbox off of it, not sure why, but we can remedy that pretty good. But man, I feel like $1,000 for this package is a killer deal. So we just picked this up off of a private university up here in Ohio. Decided to get it home and play with it, but this is what 3 hours of driving gets you. So we'll start making our way back to West Virginia now. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday was quite a rush, but we made it home. We've got our prized possession here. Drove a little over 3 hours away up in Ohio to go get this beast. We got it from a college that was surplus in it. They hadn't used it in a few years. We scored this bad boy for $1,000 for this brush, F3060 tractor unit. I got the hood up right now. And then a spare parts brush here, which everything came with the brush except for the hitch. So I may modify that to go on something else. But anyways, I've went over this tractor so far. Just a quick brief look before the filming the video here. All I have found wrong with it so far: this cylinder needs repacked. It leaks whenever you go to suck in on the cylinder, so it's dripping a little on the trailer there. And then the shear pin for the gearbox is broke off the drive shaft here. So I'm gonna toss a shear pin in here and see if we can make this Broom work real quick. Well, YouTube, we ran out of daylight last night, but unfortunately, this thing needed more than just a shear pin. I put that new shear pin in, and the Broom works fine, but unfortunately, there's a bad joint in the drive shaft. So what I failed to notice yesterday when it was in the tractor, it was sitting like this. I just put that shear pin in, and when we went and we tried it, unfortunately, if you look on the bottom side, we were missing a cap. And the ball, hold on here just a second. There's a ball inside of this joint that's supposed to go in a socket that holds all of this in alignment. Unfortunately, that socket is pretty wrecked. Kubota wants like almost $800 for this joint. Probably not going to do that. I do have a solution that's a lot cheaper, but just involves some machining. So we'll probably give that a go instead. Otherwise, tractor-wise, tractor itself seems to be very good. The cab is missing some paint at a couple places, but everything's solid. Like this is all still solid, not rotten, still solid. I think it's just powder coat peeling off. So we can get that cleaned up pretty easy. It's got actual glass windshield, glass corners. I don't know why they duct taped the corners to maybe, I don't know, the weather stripping was going out in it. So I peeled the duct tape off of this side, and it looks fine. I don't know what their deal is there. But Broom itself, like I said, Works good. Tilt cylinder works fine. It does drip a little, but we'll get there when we get there. So I think tractor's okay if we can get this drive shaft figured out. So I probably gonna cut this guy there, cut that guy there, toss a actual CV joint in, weld it in place, and away we go. I'll have to machine that guy straight, probably put a counter bore in to get our shaft alignment. We'll weld it up, but I think that is the method I'm going to go with this, instead of spending $800 to replace something that obviously is pretty easy to fail. Just a quick update on this, y'all. Before I go ahead and cut this whole CV joint out, I'm going to take it apart and see if maybe I can weld up our little nub in there, see if we can make something work. So that'd probably be a lot less work than machining, so we'll see what we can do. Alright, bringing you all along, we got the joint pulled apart. Unfortunately, the socket was in a lot worse shape than what I'd hoped. Plus our ball is all bent and mangled. So, unfortunately, we are going to go with our plan A of just completely chopping off this old joint, and then we'll chop off this yoke here, turn it on the lathe, square it up, and we'll just weld us in a ball-style CV joint in here instead of this double U joint with the ball and socket on it. Alright, we got all the rough disassembly done with the grinder. Grinders are loud and annoying, and I hate them on YouTube videos, so I did not show that part. But anyways, got all of our ears chopped off. Got this guy here chopped off. Unfortunately, something I did not notice is, see our lovely bend in the shaft there? So we'll either try to straighten that out, or worst comes to worst, we'll just cut it there, get us a new piece of tube, and move on with our lives. So next time you see me, we'll probably be at the machine shop getting all this turned down. Just cleaning up the inside of this bore real quick. This old jewel here. Alright folks, we're up here at my alma mater on the old LeBlond. So far we've got the piece that hooks onto the gearbox machined down, the ears taken off of it. There's a little bit of the casting left there on both sides, but not too worried about it. I've got it trued up and squared off. So now take the joint, get it cut the way we want, and we'll be rocking and rolling. So this here is a little unconventional, but I'm going to hold on to the spline and turn this ridge down until the OD of that matches the ID of this part. Then this will just slide right over that, weld it up, be good to go. Time for a tooling swap. This high-speed steel was not going to cut this hardened shaft, so we got a carbide insert here, and we'll turn up the speed some. Let's see where we're at height-wise. It looks pretty decent there. So we'll lock her in and turn or crank up our speed some here. Beautiful. Might be a touch too fast. we found us a good insert. Now we're finally making some progress. That's what we like to see. Got this shaft faced. Now we'll take and bore it out. Alright folks, here's what's left of our original shaft. We got it turned down, bored out, so that it will fit on our joint nice and tight, just like, hold on. It'll fit on there nice and tight, just like that. We'll weld that side. And then this guy, we have this bored out to match that guy. It'll just slide right in there, self-center, and we'll weld that up.
Blew up in my hand, and it's all metal frame, so the whole thing's metal. Hold it like this, it comes out in the back end, so like the metal slide like bends out, and then pinches my finger and like right around here back in to the gun, and then blows up like in my face. I'm just like, all I do is like drop the gun and go like this. It's done. Like, I don't know what happened. And then all I see is my dad and my friend Kevin running up.
Alright folks, we got her on there. Not perfect, but good enough for the job it's for. So, yep, we got to toss back on the tractor. We'll have to toss a new boot on this joint, but it's a used joint anyways, so we'll make it work. We're pretty happy with how it turned out for as quick as I was trying to get it done. Just one quick look at this sweetheart we got to run today. Put many hours on this old girl back in the day. Working on getting her cleaned up. Alright YouTube, it's an exciting day. We finally get to toss a driveline back in this guy. So here is our homemade shaft. We will slide our protective sleeve back over it. And this guy should slide right in here. Yep, just like such. And then we'll toss this whole thing back under here. Oh, let's grab a shorter shear pin real quick. So far so good. It fits back on here and we're able to get the shear pin through. That's a good start. Tighten up this shear pin. Shear pin's in it. Now we can connect the tractor side. Hard to get to under there. All right, drive line is in. Let's crank this beast up and see what she does. Like our fix was successful, and by golly, she'll sweep some pebbles out of the street. Pretty cool. We'll work on getting this thing cleaned up and see if someone's interested in buying it. Alright, y'all. Exciting news. Our Kubota is put back together. And it's the next evening, and this friggin' thing is sold already, going to its new owner. They're going to be super happy with it. PTO shaft is working awesome. Overall, tractor runs great. It's a little ugly, but that's half the fun. Honestly, if you took the cab off of it, this would be a very good, clean-looking machine. I mean, it's got straight sheet metal on it, good wheels, tires. Just the cab itself is kind of ugly, but shoot, for what it's worth, I'm extremely happy with how this one turned out, and I think this is going to be a great tractor. So if you guys like seeing these revivals, be sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe down below, and follow along for the next one.